My name is Phil Robb. I am co-founder of Turtle Rock Studios, and I am the creative director on Evolve. As well, we've introduced the Kraken, our latest monster. We have come out and we've said there are going to be 3 monsters in the ship game. There are going to be 12 hunters in the ship game. We are at over 12 maps in the ship game. We haven't said exactly how many, but we are over a dozen. If anyone has been following Evolve, they've already seen and met Goliath, who was sort of our very straightforward, you know, smash it up kind of accessible monster, right? Kraken, we've kind of taken a little bit of a different route.
Nobody dies today!
He's not so much of a brawler as he is a shooter. Flies, first of all, which is pretty cool because it makes him harder to find in the environment. He's not leaving tracks. But also, you know, he has a lot of ranged attacks. So his preferred place to be is, you know, up in the air, kind of away from the hunters, you know, throwing lightning bolts, or, you know, throwing lightning attacks and all, you know, kinds of these sort of ranged attacks at them to, you know, to mess their shit up. He's got his lightning strike, where basically it's kind of cool. It's an AOE attack, right? And it basically it starts wide, and then the aim kind of comes down to a point, and during that whole time you can aim, and you know, and then whenever it gets to the epicenter, it, you know, a huge bolt of lightning kind of shoots up out of the earth. His Banshee mines, which are basically just, you know, they're like mines, and he can use those in all kinds of cool ways. He can use it, drop them on his trail so that as the hunters are trailing him, they're running into them. He can use it to trap a downed hunter. You know, I don't want you touching that guy, so I'm gonna mine him. His vortex, which, you know, he can use to keep hunters at a distance. He shoots it out, and you know, it throws them back, does a little bit of damage, right? But it's basically for keeping, like, back up, son, you know, get away. His 4th attack, basically he kind of, he floats up in the air, and he kind of does this big AOE burst, right? It does a whole bunch of damage to anyone sort of within a radius. Got a bit less health than Goliath, you know, just because, well, you know, brawling is Goliath's thing. This guy is more, I believe somebody called him the Flying Cthulhu Wizard, right? Which, I mean, I suppose that's an appropriate comparison. The whole idea behind these maps is monsters got to have a place to hide, right? So so this map it's a hydroelectric dam. It takes place in sort of an arid desert kind of area. There's lots of caves, which, you know, in the previous map on the power plant, there wasn't as many caves, and caves are good for the monster, bad for the hunters, right? Because then the monster's got you in an enclosed space. So that sort of adds a new element, you know, to this map, where there's a lot more caves, a lot more of those confined spaces. In this one, there's also different wildlife, as opposed to, you know, like, there's a lot more aggressive wildlife in this one. You know, I don't know if you've met any of them, but we've got the Mega Mouth, which is basically like kind of a big rocky toad. He kind of sits there just still and motionless, and, you know, blending in with the rocks, and then whenever something runs in front of him, he'll jump out and grab them and start slamming them around. And if your buddies don't help you, he'll actually swallow you whole. In a way, he's kind of, he's competing with the monster for food. So the monster doesn't like him either. Evolve will release on October 21st this year. It's coming out for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and the PC.